Welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, for another book review. Now I know, you don't get a vlog on this one. It was too short, and I read it in a day. So guys, today's book is Every Time We Meet at the Dairy Queen, Your Whole Face Explodes. I know. How do you not read it with a title like that? Now, the book is by Carlton Mellick III. I wanted to make sure I got that right. Now, you guys know I don't do any kind of research, but based on the artwork, I'm pretty sure that John over at Books of Blood reviewed one of this author's works by the name of The Haunted Vagina, which again is just the best title ever. And actually my boyfriend has looked up a number of these because he thought the title was hilarious too, and has told me some of the other works by this author, and there seems to be a pattern, if you get what I'm saying. But I also want to say right out of the gate that all of my like hardcore horror lovers, you might not like this one because it is horror, but it is very lighthearted. It's very like tongue-in-cheek. If you're in need of something a little bit lighter, something short, something easy, this is the book for you. It's not kid-friendly, not at all, like not even a little bit, but it is very lighthearted. It had me chuckling at parts. It has a lot of like dark humor. And it's great. It's so good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Listen to this first paragraph. You're gonna see why your girl was hooked. She was the cutest girl in school. The one with the kitty cat smile and four-leaf clover barrettes. 2 cherry red pigtails flow down her back like an electric eels dipped in Hawaiian punch. Her bright green lipstick is sour apple flavored, and her favorite color of clothing is lime sherbet. And her eyes, 2 deep brown orbs that are so big you can see them from across the lunchroom, staring at you when she thinks you don't notice. Our girl's favorite color is green. And it persists throughout the book. Like, here and there, little snippets of, like, her liking green or this thing being green. Of course, I was hooked. I love her. So I'm not going to keep you guys here forever because you really should go out and pick this up. It was like $2 or $3. It was super cheap. And it's really short. Like I said, I read it in a day. It's fun. It is written for horror lovers who like that like campy, just dark humor. If you're a fan of stuff like, I don't know, Disney Halloween specials or like The Nightmare Before Christmas or really any Tim Burton animated film, you need to pick this up. Again, not kid friendly, but it's good fun. I think if you're anything like me, you're gonna like this. I found myself chuckling at parts. And there were other parts that I was like, oh shit. And there were other parts that I was like, whoa. Because there's some like intense scenes here. Yeah, some body horror. Obviously, her face explodes. So guys, I am gonna give you spoilers because this book is too short. It's great, it's hilarious, and I wanna talk about it. So just be warned. So you're following these 2 kids, and the story is told from the boy's perspective. And he falls in love with and subsequently gets with this girl by the name of Spiderwebs, who you heard the description of. You find out why she's named Spiderwebs? Holy crap. So I'm gonna leave out a lot of like the courting stuff, but you have this girl who's getting made fun of at school and all this, and I mean, like I said, there are some pretty horrific scenes here. Like there's a scene where he has to fight a bully in the bathroom, and I don't know, this bully was trying to like, I'm not sure what this was. He was trying to make him like suck on these tumors on his chest, except they had a very detailed description, which I'm gonna leave to your imagination, but it was real weird. It was real weird, especially how the tumors moved. Yeah, real strange. But you get like a whole scene in the bathroom where he ends up straight up killing his ass, and he has to flee with his girlfriend, like leaves his family and shit, and just flees with this girl who he's been dating like, I don't know, not even a couple of months at this point, changes his name and all this, and you find out that apparently Spiderwebs has this like genetic trait where if she gets super excited or super emotional, her face explodes, okay? And there's these terrific descriptions of how she'll come back to school after her face explodes, you know, the first few times that they try to kiss, and she's like put together like patchwork. And again, hearkening back to like Sally from, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of sort of like Scarecrow-y or Frankenstein-y. And it's wonderfully done because it talks about like how leathery the skin looks and stuff. Beautiful descriptions. The boy gets in with her family, you know, he starts talking to her dad. Her dad's a little creepy. Like, Like, you like him, but you're like, something's going on here. You ain't right. And as he's going through this house, like right before they have to move, he finds like monster dogs in the basement, except they have human faces and shit. And you find out that the dad is breeding these things to get extra skin for when his daughter and his wife, because she's the one that passed down the trait, explode, and he needs like all this donor skin. I mean, is that not crazy? And so the boy gets his face mutilated because, you know, he was kissing on spiderwebs when her face exploded. So the dad is like sewing his ass up too. So he's all like patchworky, except the difference is that he gets scarred up every time it happens. Whereas spiderwebs has this like X-Men Wolverine super healing ability, and she doesn't. Again, he kills a bully in a bathroom. They flee, right? Oh, and by the way, the little like spiderweb's nickname is because another thing that gets passed down is like all the girls who have this exploding face thing, they all somehow like with their sweat attract different insects. Like spiderweb's mom attracts bees, and then spiderwebs attracts spiders. And there's these wonderful scenes of the boy going in her bedroom in the house, and there's just like spiders everywhere, like big garden spiders and shit, and how he'll be kissing her and like one will crawl out of her hair. And I mean, creepy, 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 creepy. And I loved it. Loved it. It's beautifully done. Wonderfully, wonderfully written. You were just sitting there like, ugh, can you imagine? So right before he has to leave, like leave his whole family because he just murdered a kid in the bathroom, and go with spiderwebs and her family and change his name and shit, her dad, mind you, they're like 13, okay? Her dad's like, I need you to marry my daughter. I need you to be devoted to her. And he's like, why? Why do you want me to marry your daughter? Why can't I just come with you? And he's like, because when the women with this disorder, or whatever you want to call it, fall in love, they then get so devoted that they can't fall in love with anyone else unless you die. And it talks about like how, you know, he's thinking about it like, I'm only 13, all this, but he decides to do it because he loves spiderwebs. And then it talks about how like he sees her dad like put something back in his pocket, and he's like, was he gonna kill me if I said no? Can you believe that? I mean, we're talking 13-year-olds. So then the book keeps going, you know, they're in a new school. She starts to learn to control herself a little bit more, and they want to take the relationship to the next level. But her dad is like, if you want to do that, come talk to me, which is super flippin' awkward. What teenager is going to do that, right? So of course they don't. And boyfriend is all about like waiting, you know, he's like, you know, there must be a good reason for this, yada yada. But she don't want to wait, because you'll remember they're super emotional creatures, these like exploding face girls. So she convinces him, right? She convinces this like 17-year-old boy to do this. And they're in the middle of it. They're getting ready to go over the mountain, let's say. And she explodes. Yeah, except it's bigger than any other explosion, because this is more than just kissing. So as the reader, you're like, dude's dead. Like, he died. He's gone. You know, she's free to love someone else. No. So her dad is so skilled with like this medical stuff that our boy, our narrator, he wakes up. And he realizes like he's in the dad's little like lab or workshop or whatever, except his body feels real weird, like he can't feel his hands and shit. And he hears spiderwebs talking to him like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry. And then the dad's talking to him, hey, I wish you just come to me, all this. Then he's like, but spiderwebs wanted me to do everything I could to save you. Spiderwebs, why don't you show him? So she walks to the mirror. She had her dad put what was left of him on her, like as one of her patches, okay? It's like on her chest somewhere. So his consciousness is now in her. And I guess she has like, I don't know, I was thinking like Harry Potter with the Voldemort on the back of the head. Do you remember that thing in like the first movie? I was thinking like that on her chest. Like he's flipped out and she's like, but we can be together still and all this. And it doesn't end there. So he's like distraught over this, but he's like, you know what, it's not that bad. I'm with spiderwebs, and apparently they can like switch consciousnesses, and he talks about how like they can still like be together, when like she takes over, you know, the body, but he takes over the arms, and it gets like real weird real quick. But then you find out that she got pregnant from that little tryst that they had, that little like atomic tryst that they had. So he gets to experience pregnancy and whatnot. So she has the baby, and it's a girl who you then find out also has the trait, who starts attracting ants. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they nickname her Ant Hill or something like that. And, you know, he's like, you know, she'll just grow up thinking that it's normal having her father live on her mom's chest. The end. Oh, delightfully weird. Some wonderful horror parts. Is it going to win like the next Pulitzer Prize? Probably not, but it's great. And I'm super glad that I read it. And honestly, I'm looking forward to reading more of this author's work. He's very descriptive. I think he's good at telling a story and making it humorous, but still keeping some wonderful horror elements. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Tell me down below, what do you think of every time we meet at the Dairy Queen, your whole face explodes? But let me know down below, have you read any of Carlton Mellick III's work? You know, I feel like there's a lot of it out there, so let me know. But guys, thanks for hanging out for another video. Please like and subscribe, it would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.